The bank of mom and dad is now one of the largest financial institutions in the world, bigger than most banks you've ever heard of. In fact, American parents loaned out over $47 billion in just 1 year. And that would have made them the seventh biggest mortgage lender in the country. In this video, I'm going to reveal how the bank of mom and dad is quietly shaping the lives of millions of young adults, the hidden dangers of relying on family money, and 3 powerful steps you can take to build real financial independence, no matter where you're starting from. Hi, my name is Tommy Cloud, and I run a wealth management firm. How big is the bank of mom and dad? Let's start with the numbers. Parents aren't just helping with college or the occasional bill. They're funding down payments for homes, covering basic living expenses, and even paying for vacations. On average, parents give their adult children nearly $1,500 a month for things like groceries, gas, and cell phones. That is so abusive. How abusive can you get? To render your adult children helpless, to put your adult children who may struggle with laziness and lack of self-confidence, to offer them money, to offer them an easy way out, and then to render much of their life useless, to never be able to trust God, to never be able to rely on God, to never become a disciplined person. How extremely sad, so very sad that is, how abusive it is for every dollar that is being handed out to this adult child. They used to take drunken adult children in the Old Testament and have them put to death. And of course, that's extreme, and we don't want to do that. But it does give you a framework to understand how God views this. Even millennials over 30 are still getting almost $900 a month from their parents. That's not just pocket change. It's a financial system all of its own. But here's the catch. Most parents aren't paying for everything. They're often just helping them with a down payment so their kids can take out even bigger loans from real banks. This means more debt, more risk, and more pressure from everyone involved. Work is a great and wonderful thing. Discomfort is fantastic. Going through pain, suffering together with God is such a beautiful thing to have happen. And I wouldn't trade the moments where I've suffered with God and been suffering in need, as Paul said, talked about too, for anything. And it reminds me of a story. You've probably heard this story before, but they were asking a Saudi Arabian man about the generations. And he began to talk about what's going on in his country. He said, my great-grandfather rode a camel. My father rode in a Toyota. I ride in a Tesla. My children will drive a Toyota, and their children will ride on a camel. Tough times make strong men. Strong men make easy times, and easy times make weak men and weak people. Why can parental support hurt adult children? It may sound great to have this financial safety net, but there's a hidden cost. When parents give too much, it can actually make it harder for young adults to become truly independent and exercise their faith in the one true living God. Here's why. Over half of 18 to 29-year-olds still live with their parents. Many struggle to cover basic needs without help, making it tough to move out and stand on their own. Number 2, strings attached. Most parental support comes with conditions, rules about how the money is used, or even about life choices like careers and relationships. This can create stress, limit freedom, and strain family relationships. How controlling of the parents who have these adult children that have strings attached to the money. This is truly a disaster in this country, and God frowns upon it, at least the God of the Bible. Number 3, the people that don't have the help end up trusting in God, becoming hard workers, taking responsibility for their own life, and they long well past the people that had received money and become lazy, incapable, irresponsible, and childlike in certain levels of their psyche and emotions. Now you want to look at the long-term risk. Parents are often taking money from their own retirement savings to help their kids. Help. Put help in parentheses there. If there's a run on this bank, parents might not be able to retire, and children might never learn how to manage their own or work. Such a wonderful four-letter word. How can you build real financial independence? Proverbs 13:11 reminds us, dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow. You want your children, adult children, to break free from you. Or if you're watching this and you are an adult child and you want to break free from the bank of mom and dad or avoid falling into the trap, here are 3 steps you can start today. Number 1, take control of your budget. Force your adult children to track their income or expenses. And yes, you can force them, just cut the money off. Know where your money goes each month. Set clear goals for savings, spending, and paying off debt. Number 2, build your own safety net or encourage your adult children to build their own safety net. Start with an emergency fund, even if it's just a few dollars at a time. Take small expenses yourself, like your phone bill or your groceries, before moving on to bigger ones. And then also grow your earning power. Look for ways to increase your income, like a part-time work, a master's degree, a PhD, or some sort of certificate or internship. Learn how to do something that's valuable to our society. Get certificates in AI, whatever it may be. Get side gigs. Invest in your skills and education to open up better job opportunities. Encourage your adult children to do that. Don't demand anything. Just cut the money off. Real independence isn't just about money. It's about confidence, freedom, and building future on your own terms. It's being able to have your own independent relationship with God. Now, some of you may be watching this as a parent with adult children. And one thing that I did talk to a lady this week, actually, and she had given her kids money and bought them homes and cars, and she cut them off about 10 years ago, and they haven't spoken with her again since. That is terrible. That is a nightmare. That is awful. And oddly enough, her only child left that talks to her, and her husband, I presume, is a foster child that they had, because the foster child understood how valuable it was to have parents that cared for you and loved you and were willing to listen to you. And it's one of those things where maybe if you do cut off your children, they won't communicate with you anymore. And that's very sad. That's very sad. But being disobedient to God is a worse alternative. Abusing your children emotionally and psychologically is a worse alternative. Doing something evil, sinful, and wrong is a worse alternative than your children ignoring you. Trust me. The bank of mom and dad might seem like a safety net, but it can also be a trap. And it certainly is a trap in this country. The good news, you as one of these parents that's dishing out this money, or you as a child that's receiving this money, have the power to take control of yours or their financial future starting today. I love that about life. Usually you can almost always start over and start getting a little bit better every day whenever you want to start that. You can do that. If you want a personalized plan to break free and build wealth, click on the link below and apply for a free sudden wealth session with me. I talk to people all over the country. We have clients in 17 states, or you can take our quiz to find out exactly how much you need to retire comfortably. Don't let your future depend on someone else's bank. Don't let your children depend on your money. Take the first step toward dependence on God and independence from man now.